ensure they said assistant clinical ni nara oye Newman College Department of Nursing Sibra obecho ye papa oye regular weekend in evening classes in nara wotum wo ye atwoma tichima no kumase wo ben oye kwada so hona won sabaka won frɛ 0574661117 na fe bosheba electrical sinkanya papa fe electrical gadget in home appliances wo de makotini ye pa ka won de solar and rechargeable fan bosheba GB about low as 170 Ghana cedis ebenye bi ato hene krobatani e ba se tum PZ KJT marketing krabato ze kan onyini de nhwe ho afi bosheba building ye be presence runabout abosandan kase yar mo na afi antiata kufa abosandan mo nso sabake ke won delivery service kan ye dwumaji ho friend 0536095966 na ehene indijuma bakwa enwumbre maje pen me babo sumu medine ze uncle ebo binin kan no ho na yemfa ensem no munchiremu yemfa emmosumo na yerefri nsem no ase edia na in the day omampanyin mahama na orikese na mampanyin lechirem de ibrenye dru do de ebibra mane yankase yetum yedi no huye papa ewo sikasem mu omampanyin no akoye insentwofo oye interview bi na odu tugode ebra bibra man no mumpanyinfo yeda na afoforo ewo sikasem no tutumu no wetwa yankase nhihye sikasem ni yendi ye pa
Empempenso a manhudo bi ewo memu akwakoduru a nipa dodo na no dem se enema anka obo ade ade adom amanhudo we memu no osenka bi maitimi fa ne ntomo pa efra na omanfo nso ehu yedie na no aka ho bi ama Ghana mampani John Dramani Mama ede ato dwase ebraso se ebehwe na yayi se yede hawo ne yedadwe nyina akoto kozikoko so na dan dan nyina yehwe se kozikoko na emra emeboaye omampani Mama nkase mu echiremu se enema obo ade ade adom abiman no aduru ba bia ni kwase yesisane nyina de kokozikoko okrum na kozikoko akoda dani no asa beton e de agi sika de sopu e ba ne sai mo ama oman no enya adodie ni mu emfaso.
80 years after the Second World War, the new global order was formed based on multilateralism, and it placed Africa in a situation where we have had a dependency syndrome, and so we live on the handouts that the West gives us. And then aside from that, we don't control our resources. Our resources are bought at prices that are set by the West and exported, and the finished products are sent back to us at prices that are set by the West. And so the whole idea of the research started with the issue of health sovereignty and breaking the dependency syndrome. So we convened a conference here and said, look, we need to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. We must create more resilient health systems. We must produce more of our medications locally in Africa. We must finance our health outcomes more ourselves. We don't reject partnerships, but those partnerships must be on our terms. We must have a greater say in what those resources are used for. And so we had the Accra Research Conference. But then it's gone a step further because it applies to other things, including the whole global order. Africa cannot continue to be a dependent continent. There are things we can do so that we're able to have a better voice in global affairs. And so we believe that the time has come for us to add value to our natural resources rather than just
Onyamnyafo muntaka Muhammad Mubarak iye soafa ono hwe fisam do no dabo to gode dem roba ya ine imra oda hena kwanten pondo na kala kuni abedi no mo no ntino biche road traffic oye laws and regulations no wole sesem ye papa worokwa aba fontin from dem roba ya obobo pose dwumaku no nkrabata wo hwe kala kuni abedi no ono dwumedi na akonkan.
The number of technology-driven innovations to enhance the work of the Ghana police. It is my expectation that you will embrace these new innovations and enhance efficiency in most of your operations. Key among these new innovations are the traffic check. Working with the MDT, we expect that by the end of this year, we will introduce an automated system to enforce road traffic laws and regulations to improve road safety in Ghana. We are confident that this will contribute significantly reducing the carnage on our roads. The second one, which is very dear to us, is the National Criminal Automated Biometric Identification System. Here again, we are working with the Criminal Investigation Department, that's the CID, and it's our hope that by the end of 2026, we anticipate the deployment of over 700 digital enrollment stations across the country. And here, we want to end the system where if you have to do background checks, you have to come all the way to the police headquarters. You should be able to do this background checks on all the 700 enrollment stations across the country. This, when completed, will enhance security through intelligence-led policing, data integrity and accuracy, secure infrastructure and national coverage, among others. This will fast-track investigation, ensure early detection, detect criminals, protect vulnerable groups, improve justice delivery and community confidence. The government will continue to resource you, the police, Ghana Police Service. Government will continue to advocate for you, and government will continue to hold you to the highest standard of accountability, integrity, and professionalism. The IGP, and the commanders go into this conference with open mind, resolute heart. The decision you make.
Osafo ohwe akoni na kwantenpono do yewra oye governance kwame abuja ino rekase no rekiremde ebasantemantema ekwana huru bi wo ha wori ya feyase deko sewia aban oye mantema yeresabie no wo kwani ye papa ne nyimpa huru bi a kwana wo yi no hwan enjapade no ho kan wo de wo mu patesika no surveyors a wori ginam na wa hwem patesika wo de bo no sika wo de madam fan wo de bia atoto da potokase wo se wa inflate ni ntino odhon ko yoko.
The amount that government is offering you. And so they sometimes encourage the people to go to court to put an injunction on the projects. As a result, we have lost so much money, and sometimes the projects are delayed needlessly because of the behavior of some of these people. We are appealing to people of that character to desist from what they are doing. They are not helping anybody, neither are they helping the property owners. The people who value these properties from Ghana Highway Authority, Urban Road and others are the same surveyors, they went to the same school. How come when they finish their evaluation, somebody comes and tell the project affected people, I can get you 4 times that amount of money? How are you going to arrive at that? And the simple reason is that the percentage of money that goes to those people depends on how much they promise the people they can get it. So the higher they jack up the price, the money, the more money they get. We are looking at the possibility of reporting 2 of those people to IOCO for investigation. So if you are part of those people who anytime we do valuation, you tell people don't accept it, we'll get you 4 times, and then you delay the project, very soon IOCO will be at your door to actually justify.
Global Mercy ikubia apomodin hu dwumadin wogiye papa na wode insushen me ship na waya yasabe mo wode chinchi wiaza mani na rakoboa afoforo na wasa honyerba na inde yerika se webopemu wo man Ghana wo bedi baye bosun idu ko oyedu biako no na wobae no so afo hwa apomodin wonsam do ye recobrament kando waje hon fedo no rechem de munkabu mu ya wada be orbobo ye pa ma apomodin akonkan e wo man Ghana
with our people and healthcare professionals. As we welcome the Global Mercy, however, let us look beyond the 10 months ahead. The ultimate measure of success should not only be the number of operations performed, but also the lasting impact of the field service, patients whose lives are transformed, healthcare professionals whose skills are strengthened, institutions whose capacity is increased, and partnerships that continue to support Ghana's healthcare priorities long after the ship departs. On behalf of the Ministry of Health and the Government of Ghana, I once again extend our warmest welcome to Mercy ships, the crew, and the volunteers of Global Mercy, and all our partners who have contributed to making this field service possible. At this point, let me single out Dame Anglo, if I have the name right, for her relentless efforts that has significantly contributed to what we are seeing today. his personal phone calls to ministers, to registrars, to heads of institutions, and making sure, even at the point of entry to this hall, we had to fine-tune some of the processes, dot the I's and cross the T's, to make sure that this becomes a success. Immediately I arrived, my sister Michelle told me that the patients are available and they want to start immediately, and therefore there was the need for us to put certain things in place. So I thank you so very much for your relentless effort and your perseverance. May the coming months be marked by healing, learning, friendship, and shared purpose. May this partnership bring hope and trust.
Dr. Kese Lato Force no yo man Ghana yana for to some for no rekase no chem de impempre o man Ghana ye we yeni sikasam no ntoto no seke biara ye etomu ayede boya no bra no mu oham ebupani eduonu pe ene de dutu hiana kawo ebiru bia wetwemu abanda dado no ntedem ye skani yinara oham ebupani eduonu ena na ye dutu hiana kawo ne seso nti ene ye nya sikani bi emfa nya kwani nsi school aden omanfo won hawo na horo biara wonnam ni yinara no ayese bi yina ye nya bi nsi na mpempra ye wo mi ye fi oye oham ebupan eduonu abo oham ebupan eduonu.
This particular agreement is important because debt restructuring is not always about just the numbers. It has to do with the people of Ghana and our citizens. It means less pressure on the national budget. And obviously, the people of Ghana will have an opportunity to experience more healthcare because we are reducing the amount we use to service the debt. And the people of Ghana will be able to see more schools, more roads, and more social infrastructure. Obviously, all of that will be built as a result of this restructuring that we are going through. For every Ghanaian, it means that more of our national resources can be directed towards improving lives rather than servicing unsustainable debt. To levels where in the past we noticed that Ghana was spending about 55% of our national debt, national revenue just to service debt. That was the level we got to. And when you are confronted with a situation like that, then it means that clearly you won't have opportunity to take care of public good. Public services will be the one that will suffer. Less schools, less hospitals, and less social care. And so today I'm proud to say that we have made some considerable progress. Today we are spending less than 20% of our total revenue to service our debt. And that obviously means that, unlike the past, we can spend more and to take care of public infrastructure and social care. What I want to also say is that with this agreement, Ghana moves closer to completing a debt restructuring, restoring confidence and securing a more stable economic future for our people. I want to use this opportunity to thank your government in particular and your good friend, your good self, for the friendship you have shown to Ghana and for agreeing to restructure the 163 million euros. Ghana is putting in measures to ensure that we will not get to unsustainable debt situation anymore. We largely want to ensure that the fiscal rules that we have instituted today are enshrined in law, so that even if this government is not there, the next government will have to make sure that these fiscal rules are respected.
Minister for Youth Development and Empowerment, Eyo Nyimnyamfo George Opariado, no rekese orichirima, amampanyin Mahama na bani oresene surubiem de atremopɔ na adwena wo de obobo emebuna wo man Ghana wenye adwuma na weji won ye pa no oguda wole ye ho adwuma na adwumaji bi akodo National Youth Forum adwumaji na ase na odi tugwa no rekyem de na so ye no wode hye na nde egu akono mu a wamma emebuna wo Ghana nyinara akonje de obotum wa afade no wetum wo jeje e wa brabom
on assuming office I was handed a little over 15,000 beneficiaries. That are 9,000 from the skills training, 4,000 from the community health assistance, and a few numbers from the community police assistance. Today, I can proudly say we have included over 90,000, 6,000 under the newest mobile community medical first responders, 6,000 under the fire service assistance, 5,000 under the business assistance, 12,000 under the community police assistance, 500 under the National Insurance Commission. Through private partnerships, we've had more than 8,000 people actively working with private friends. Quite recently, one of our recruits who have been taken to the Canadian embassy to work as a security now works inside the embassy as a language translator.
Let me say that for those of you in the university and those who are about to apply for national service, there are a plethora of opportunities within the agri space. Even at national service, what we do is that when you come in, we bring you on board, we give you free accommodation, we give you extra stipends, we feed you twice a day, just so that we can encourage more young people in the agri space. So if you are thinking, and after that, those who are able to distinguish themselves, we give you some startup capital to be able to start life on your own in the agri space. So those of you who are in tune and have interest in agri, I will kindly ask that when you're filling your forms, indicate agri so that we can give you all these opportunities.
The Ghana Statistical Survey report that young people aged between 15 and 35 are 36.9% of Ghana's population, while youth unemployment remains significantly above the national average. These are not just statistics, and I've said it's time without number. But behind every figure is a young Ghanaian with a dream, a family, and a future. Our findings point to a fundamental truth. The challenge is not lack of ambition among Ghanaians, but the need for a medical system that turns our ambition into opportunities. It is for this reason that the government of President John Dramani Mahama established your ministry, the Ministry for Youth Development and Empowerment, to provide strategic leadership, policy direction, research, coordination, and accountability across the
Monfo nkope mu wɔ adanse akrofo mu krosin mu asante mantem hiara na bro no bi wɔ wɔfrɛ hɔ ankase ne mu mba ene mpanyimfo no hona wɔka bi wɔ mu na wɔrefrɛ olusu frɛ ɔmampanyin His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ena afi asante mantem soafo nyanyafo Frank Amoako hene de impunto abonwoni e papa mpanjin wo sra honara wo mbra hon nsra mem ye won kwala bebre wa ha bai akwan kura na nkwala no befa so a omo bebo bre bi a ebetete omo kwampa so no aye school ni medie ahodo mu no bi ni ha e school ye wodan aye mu niama bibia wi na nkenya chicha a omo bebo an a nanka ebetumi abo bai sam pempenso ne ni ho nta mankwala ntumi twa kwan free akoro ba kwa wa ntan efre no kubi amotwe yie oho na nkwala no bi mo onya 10-15 years for to go school so kokora na senke senso tobre no aya na omo ntumi enko school ni se na eso mo kono so konne na oba so abre ontumi nko bi because ekwan na nye ente se etiefo anase mpenifo ada ani mo mo wa aban mu no ete ye nka se di ade ebe ade se de pese de to mo ani mu se o ma be boan no ma hwe ye kwan no na ye light na ye nsuo na school sem no ade yakoma so pa no mo moan because ye na mpenifo na ye wa ha na de school no ye ntumi anko bisa enti ye de ho ahye kradwuma mu ayeye ba nkwala na ye wo mo sisia no modern Ghana na ye wo na ko digital one enti se tetede ne bio yanante ni ko school ye kwan de e wa pa ba e bedu na ya ble ye kro nso ayetim ne so nkwan so bros yesle mpinform hwe se ebetimi anya school ha na yenso yakobi ankase yanante free ankase kokubi nsuo kwan so ateche nso kwan so etimi du school de na hwa ifin de ba still na ko school
acha de ha yani say pe school ankase kobi
Yamuku school.
Every Ankasiko school could be. I thought I'd been put a bedu school, not teachers first year and dear Guyachi. Yes, Ghana by a Srama, and say, yes, school Timomboy, Yenya school Ankasiko drain.
Panning in Suon Kwan at that aquanium. Amana school, a young Cladu school crocra, and I say a mobile, a beauty to double a pan of a uncle I walk on his one. Omohwe mbobo ankasa omutimi kwa no makota atechim no masa ambafie ada moto kura abedum omoso ode omoko obetimi akwa kwahwe omogusom no masa ambafie jahade ye wo haupa nka yenya school ha nka beboa ye pa yenya teacher fo a school dan ya ye bibia wa ha na mmoma kasa ye benya teacher fo mpeyimfo medi ani mama yenya bi enne ya asem Yenya school haya kebe
ende enyama orokodo wo manigana ebenyi de ehona woto ni nzimana ma henen kankan nzibana owoda obra ansana yejin izini buna onye ye no wo hye ne nduru ansana wode oye putuprum abre na waton nziban be etide oye kodumpoa boeze intosu ene nzibana ebuna odo obra na yejin na wo hye ne nduru ye papa no na ewrom eko Medina market ewo nkarabupune mantema egotifu mpanyimfa hohole kirem de wasra banara indru na wakraba hono nuanum bi no wode hyanyama ma obro prako peme yetodina owo nsunsu ano bon wan na ya ohana pomede no de no nka ban nsiwa no kwan mo nkrabi mbro man Ghana biem
baby a ye share wo kono mu ye kura ye frɛ ye wodomi abra ye no sise wo customer wo pa no wura papa de enti ye de te se eduro bi sa no kura ye te ho asam kura sa aka enti asam ni be to do na ma ye ho kire papa wura papa mu to se ma ye just a 3 days obi ba 10 cities na wo ya to no dia ya lor fe no de ko ya mo pa ya patani o bia ni amabre enso ye nto na ye no bra ye lu gbedo no ho hwe na ya ade a ye de hye ye ni amabra de ni abra no akọ na se bia se edu se season na se enyu ewiemu ye nyua akọ na ye de hye brodie ni na amabra de na abre ana se kontomre ahaban ana se banchi ehu yira no ene na ye de hye ye brodie na dro we de ye ni babie fi ena betom na se edro na betom dia ni esre aban se yesre na babia edro ni fi a ebepue Ghana ha no omobadia na onhwe na edro no ko ena afen so yesre Ghana fo nyina se yesre wo ma ye nyawo ye sese no ye kire se so obi ya kra na sese no ye treti obi aya mo obi anye bi si ayi nyina ye kan ho asem ade a me bani for the kase ewo ho dada na wo ewo ho dada no ese Medina ha lebo ewo edwebie na maame na obeka saye onu mo na kire se saade ebro na aban ehwe baby free buy na osi anu kwan efa maye yiti a ma o ka asem no o se ne ba ekoto okodu so de komane ono maame ne nana okodu fi no na akola nada eti papa de na dwe se obeti kodu bi edi oti kodu mu nyemu di ya Ekuri hospital no so omo je se wadi food poison se kodu na wodi ye no ene ma no e ba sa ese ebro omo de shey ni nti ene ma sa de no e ba yi eti ono kai se ne be ya aban no ani be ba ho na edu no be bi fra e ba man yi mu ofa ne nansi fom na o twa sa ebru Ghana aban anemusinya owo UK English abrochirmen mu Excellency Mrs. Dita Saba Benson ina orutu oye Ghana embebuno fo nkankan hona wopede wotu kwano kwa monone wokogiye na wodi befie ebobo oman Ghana mbuntu no ose sisiara kontum nsem bebrenara wom intina ya nka book bia ba ne dinije oye immigrant book kankan bi ne hu akontum nsem ansa na etudama na mono no
Esansem wei etudwa wabra openia watwere book wayeto ne din se The Diary of an Immigrant Dr. Obed Owusu-Yeboah wone ne dom wonomo ekopie mu ewo Ghana High Commission na womode nsrahwe ede koma Her Excellency Mrs. Zita Saba Benson ya woye Ghana's High Commissioner edema United Kingdom afei na bedi ekire Ora Thomas Aquinas na numu ena Yera Obed ya wode book yi ebaye na wokasa wode tudwa akire mu sentia watwero sa book yi na afenso wokire mu se eye n'anigye papapa se obepie mu ewo man Ghana mu na wokosoe eye empanyimfo isu a wonom nso age ne kwan paso eno no edi nkomo na eno no wokire mu se book yi ansa no wode beba no wone enipa bi ene kabo mu a wonom eye se adwuma no na no kwasem ne se wonmu aboa no ama n'ani suade hu se wode book etesa ebeba emontenso no womo aboa no ama netumi atwero ede aba afenso woba Ghana na wode nsrahwe aba no eyade book a watwero no nso wode bibipie mu ewo mayi mu.
People travel from Ghana, different parts of the world, with the big dreams and the sacrifices they go through, losing their identity, belonging, and then trying to find a purpose here and abroad. So it captures stories of a guy who traveled, who was a student in Germany, and then transitioned to the US, the struggles he went through before he was able to stabilize himself in a foreign country.
We are all familiar with the stories, one way or the other. Whether you've lived it or you know about someone who has lived it, it's not easy being an immigrant abroad, especially with the new immigration laws that we are, as black people, we are being faced with all over the world. I always tell people to just take one day at a time, because if you are not careful, it can even affect your mental. I'm glad that you've written about it so that those, because most of the time when people are coming, they think it's all rosy until they get here, and then even your own mother can throw you out. So at least you captured it. And I hope that before people decide to come, they will read it and be prepared for what lies ahead. So, The Diary of an Immigrant by Dr. Obed Owusu-Yeboah. This fine gentleman standing here is out.
Yet bono do na ye de Oyerepa special reporter Trodo Izamo. Omane Ghana ma do do wono kunum papa ye Ghana ma woyimodoji na in the special report ye bisa de year na erikobo bank account next of kin wana ena edinizin baye eso ukuni edoni edinizin botum dai next of kin na oyekoba na ekue free enyi Ghana mba edinkomo na wa kire hona adwen
na wo bie bank account so fra asemo baby sawa ne say we ni ho a hwan din na ye mfanye ye won next of kin ene ye ni enua ya maame mu di nkomo na ebisa won say wakọ bank ko bie account ne ebisa wo say next of kin hwan din ye mfanye a obetimi de ukunu din aya na
emfa me kunu nye
ade na mfa ukunu nye
nene modern Ghana de wiase ko ade na mde me kunu be me de me ba na be me emfa me kunu nye
ukunu a won ne bo bra wo se ewuo mu enkwa mu won na no wode ne timi fa ne next of kin
da no de kan sa da we sia menye be ma timi wale dodo obi a wo pe e bia sa abre ne kwa na mawu next kan ona me de na ye no akoje amfa hwe nkwa no de wale foforo me mfa nya me de me ba na be
ade ti da bi adna da bi na me kunam no kwa ya de ono wone ma na so no kwa me banga kan me ma kwa ya ma hu be ma oye ne dia ma hu oye ma hu da oye na dia to oye ne wala to owu ana bo say yes ne ma no de ma ne ba o de ma ne ba na se nya wo kwa na anya na wo no wa wo different wo ba be ne wonya bi o de ma ne ba na me ko bi ma ba ono obi ne bank account wa ma me kan kire me aka se me de wo ye me de me yira ye next of kin na me no ko bi me de na me so ko ka kire so me fa ne de next of kin me so me magu o enya ne sa
ade se ma me o ba tai me maniti na me ble na ade na me kwa akwafa me kunu ade aye
ukunu ni ho be he
de me pasho want me hwe me maniti se de me meti ma hwe o mu anase me japade na me de betu o mu so no na me kunu de want me hwe o mu
ndundu mfa ukunu
me pasho de bi me ti me nyesa we be ma o me so me maniti na me ble na ade na me de me kunu be ye
so ye be me nti no beti me hwe wa
oh de bi madam enu de ntisa odo de enu nko why
mema
ane na wo
asa mema wo nti me do me de mema na be
da bi me de mba be ane na wo mfa ukunu nye
da chi bia be obekwa kwa yiska na dukra mama bi ni mema nye
mama ye wiki share obedu awu nse mema no o do akoma be mo no kwa na bedu hwam nti de ma oba mu nse ye
Dabi ade ono wona busua ana me so me wo me de nje se me de me baba ye de eye anasa me baba ma ena eye efise meni ho na se echiokwu a abusuafo no ebeba be yire no aye de age ye ti ante na apa ante esua de afri ante na ho
mana wo kire won adwen dodo na ahye se wo ma enti wo de won ma ena ebeye sanse mema ne nioma mo ye won chen no ano odin oyekro banana ekre
Abusiafo Oyerepa television en bino sekese bo na hwebra ye dri yiretwe ye no akaja aboafo nkrato ya ba ye ba ye za aguzi mu nsem na ho se peso nsem boto ekese bo no do edzamamu